We're going to twist a couple of arms here in a minute. We got a couple of very special guests in the house, and I don't know if I can talk them into it. Maybe you guys can. Kyle Rayburn is here, the lead singer from Divide, and I'm thinking he might be well enough. I don't know. Yeah, he's giving it the thumbs up, and I don't know if you guys noticed Jeff Robinson has joined us tonight as well. And so if you could like to hear Jeff and Kyle come up here and do a couple of jokes, give them a round of applause and let's see what's Fantastic. All right. I'm going to bring Kyle Rayburn up here right now. I think he's got. Unfortunately, we moved it to Thursday night. Last time we did this, it was on a Friday night, and he had to leave. He had to tell some jokes and run. And he was singing that night, weren't you?
No.
Kyle Rayburn.
Thank you. That was a very unenthusiastic applause. That's all right. That's what I expected. I actually wasn't sure if I'm going to stop doing that. It's just everyone's been doing that. I don't like this. I wasn't supposed to be here tonight. I actually was supposed to be at a sentencing hearing for my roommate. That joke works. I don't think I'll just leave it at that. No, I should probably just explain. He's been stealing my checks out of the mail and cashing them, and selling pot out of the back door of our apartment, and he's just been doing all kinds of really nasty things. So I guess it's time for a new cat. He's just out of line. He's out of control. I'll tell you more about Oliver maybe next month or something, but he's insane. You know, the first time that I did this thing, it was more of like a challenge accepted kind of thing when Snuffer shot me the text and said, hey, how would you like to, feel really uncomfortable for 15 minutes? I said, sign me up. So the first time was for, fun and all that good stuff, and then he, all of a sudden it's like, well, we're doing like a last comic standing thing, and I'm like, am I gonna die? I have stuff to do this weekend. I was scared. Are they gonna be like chanting like a Roman Coliseum if the gesture isn't funny enough? This is gonna get ugly quick. I feel like this is Delaware, man. There's $500 on the plate. It's a holiday season. Stuff's gonna go bad quick, even though you don't win the money until July. But if you could front me, I swear I got a good shot at this thing. Maybe not. Can I borrow $500? That's all right. Actually, I know I won't win this thing because I've never won anything in my entire life. Actually, now that I think about it, I did win $25,000 one time from Ed McMahon, but my mom threw the check away. So she still owes me. She's something else. Actually, me and Jake have something. Jake, awesome job tonight. You guys give a round of applause for Jake. I mean, that's... See? It's really easy to get people to clap. Just kidding, kid. Love you. This kid came out to open mic one time, and he tried to hypnotize me, and I got to tell you, it's the weirdest sensation I've ever felt in my life. And you did, man. You had me so freaked out, I almost was going to punch you in the face. It was scary. I almost was in the corner crying, saying, my father doesn't love me. But actually, I'm a magician too. I'd like to make this disappear. Thank you. I'll stick to drinking. I think drinking should be like an Olympics. No. I think the Olympics should have drinking. I really feel like that is America's strong point, and we would constantly bring home gold. I think like if it would be cool if it was back in like the '60s, Dean Martin, he could be like the captain. You know what I mean? And that guy was good. And like I just pull up the rear, doing one shot or whatever of, I think that was apple juice. That's why I didn't make the funny face. People tell me, they're like, oh man, you're a shoo-in, you've been in front of people your entire life, and I'm used to laughter. I'd call it my sex life, but it's whatever. It still counts. And so now it's like, great, so you tell me that I'm gonna win, and then when I don't win, I've let myself down and you down, and now I think less of your opinion of me, which I'm trying to tell jokes, ma'am, I'm sorry. Here, I mean, it's open mic. You can come and do it if you like. You totally lost my train of thought. So there goes that joke. No worries. Moving right along. No, I love you. You're a dear. It's okay. I've actually only been good at 24 things in my entire life, and I didn't want to waste any time, regurgitating them. So I've made a list. Things I'm good at. Waking up, showering, brushing my teeth, dressing myself. No, I'm sorry. That's just stuff I have to do tomorrow. That's not right, so I'll just let that go. It's little things in life, people have PDAs and, everyone has stuff to remind them to do things. There's nothing on that. See that? So I'm also an illusionist. Because you thought I was reading something. Awesome. Actually, I didn't get to stay last time like Greg said because I did have to go. I actually had to do a DJ at the Rockin' Bowl. So I swear, no, that's what I had to do. It sounds like a joke. I know, it's pathetic. But this is what I do for money. I don't understand. Who actually does that?
She does.
Do you really? That's interesting. I don't know. I don't get that. Anyway, now she's on the spot, and it's like she's the act. I would just love to hear her do that naturally, and I would want to know why. I would want to know why. We were walking here. I did a complete reverse of culture. My girlfriend dropped me off, and she parked the car. Something went wrong in my childhood. I don't know. But I actually saw we have a tourism department. I'm thinking, what the hell is in Delaware? They need an entire department of people to delegate where the tourists will go and what they will see. They'd be like, we got a fair in the second world's biggest horse race, but it's July. That's in September. So you can go check out the thing. So, I don't know. A tourism department in Delaware, that's good. I think we're really moving up in the world. Actually, this is like the biggest growing county, I think, in Germany. So, all right, right, gotcha. I know where we are. I'm sorry, I'm a little hungover from last night. I shouldn't say that. I'm not trying to promote alcoholism or anything, but I just did, so there you go. Whoops, my mom would be proud. Actually, I didn't tell my mom I was going to be here tonight because I knew that would happen. She would just be like, she's like, you're just better when you sing. And here you are acting like a fool in front of people. I've worked in restaurants my entire life, and it's fitting that my first comedic gig, or I didn't get paid. Well, that's what I'm supposed to say because Greg slipped me a 50 for coming in and showing up. He didn't. It was 100. But I thought it was fitting that I had my first comedy gig in a restaurant, and so I'm just going to add that to my list of cool things that I've done in Delaware. However, probably my list won't be as cool as my grandfather's list because this guy's been around, man. He's done it all. He's seen it all. Every time I hop in the car and go do something, he tells me these amazing stories. That's where me and 3 of my friends fought off some Germans, over here, and we found an Indian, arrowhead over here, and that's where Rutherford B. Hayes used to live. I used to play with his, dog Spot, and I'm thinking, pretty sure Hayes died in 1893. That would make my grandfather 118 years old. But you never contradict your grandparents' stories, ever. That's like saying politicians are dirty, rotten bastards. All right? So, this guy knows what I'm talking about. But don't worry, I'm not going to get off on a political rant. That's not me at all. I don't prescribe to that religion. Wait. I didn't mean to say religion. That was weird. Although now when I start to think about it, they're kind of the same thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like some guy comes along and promises you all these great things, and he's going to make your life better. You spend your time volunteering, going out, spreading his message, and then a couple years later you figure, nothing's different. He's still up here, you're down there. I'm playing to you, sir, because you're really digging this stuff. Did you notice how I just focused in? That was pretty good. I know people, you don't really want to talk about religion, in a restaurant. You're kind of crossing some borders. Ma'am, you're smiling now. I noticed that. Is my fly unzipped? All right, just checking. Just checking. you know, I think this is great. Greg does a lot of stuff for the community. He really helps out. You know, these kids get up in front of people, whatever their talent is, whether it be being in a band or trying to be, you know, stand-up comedian, or, you know, what Jake does. What Jake does is takes a lot of audacity to do, and he's really good at it. And I want to applaud you seriously. This is not a joke, even though he thinks it is. No, Greg, you do a great job. However, you know, yeah, go ahead. He really does. Even though you cut me from the volleyball team, you bastard. I mean, look at my arms. Look at that. Who wouldn't want that on your front line blocking balls? But apparently I was too funny. Go figure. Boy, that is loud, man. Would you like me to turn that? I'll speak at a nice, relaxing tone. The soothing sounds of Jazz 105. Oh, is that worse? I'm sorry. I sound like my girlfriend when I'm trying to give some sweet loving. She's like, that's my armpit. I don't know. Let's turn on the light. Hey guys, I'd really like to do some more, but I'll do one more thing actually. Now that I think about it, you know, I am in a band, as Greg said. I sing with the Divide, or if you're Spanish, the DeVito. I know, it's kind of weird how that works out. But you know, I actually do something else. I babysit grandpeople, grandparents. I call them grandpeople because they are grandmas and grandpas. I actually call my grandparents G-Ma and G-Pa to try to bring them into the 21st century. You guys are more than welcome to use that, and if you do, I'll probably sue you. But that's all right. You know, actually, it's a huge industry now, because with the economy the way it is, you know, some people can't afford to put their grandparents. I forgot about you, man. I'm gonna speak quieter. I know your migraine's only getting worse. But guess what? I have a unibrow, so I have to live with that. So you don't. And if you do have one, at least you can pluck it and people won't judge you. But if I pluck it, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, if it gets too close together and there's a full moon outside, things get out of hand. I get a little wild. What was I saying? Oh yeah, babysitting grandpeople's. Gosh, why do I want to call it that? But anyway, and really, when you think about it, you know, with the economy the way it is, you know, people can't afford to put their grandparents in homes or have nurses or live-in caregivers. And for those senior citizens who aren't necessarily very, very ill or, you know, handicapped, that's where I come in, because really, you know, babysitting someone's grandparent isn't that different from dating a toddler. You know, you just gotta make sure they don't burn down the house. You cut up their food into small pieces so they don't choke. You know, you play games with them to keep them occupied, maybe some Scrabble, maybe some bridge, and then you check their diaper for poop. It's not really that different, folks. And I don't want to give you guys ideas. But speaking of that, I gotta go because I do have a date with Mrs. Wilson. You guys have been a terrific audience. I appreciate you all. We'll see you next time, kids.
I can't wait.
Thank you.